as I promised, I am back and I'm going to do a wrap-up of all my finishes for 2022. There are 23 of them. Well, they're not FFO. Well, not all of them anyway. But some I've already given away. They were made for that purpose, so I've already given them away, but I will insert pictures where they belong. I'm going in alphabetical order. That's not the order I stitched them in or finished them in, but they're in alphabetical order. And like I said, there's 23 of them. I have my notes, so if I remember, I will try to give you, I'll give you the designer, and yeah, the designer. I think that's all I get in my notes. Well, here on what I'm looking at. And if you want to find out like what fabric I stitched any of them on, leave me a comment, ask me, leave the question in the comment, and I'll get back to you. I'll let you know, because I got that on my X-Stitch program. I just didn't have enough room and stuff to put them in all that in these notes. So, but I do have the designer. Okay, so we're going to get started. Well, first of all, welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning, viewer, welcome back. I thank you for all of your support for my fundraiser. I'm just overwhelmed at how well it's doing. And I thank everyone who's bought a t-shirt, who's made additional gifts and donations. I appreciate it so much. I don't know. Just seems like thank you is not enough, but as much as I can do, thank you so much for all of your support, your well wishes, your prayers. I definitely need those. So thank you very much. Okay, so this is a cross stitch video, so let's get some cross stitch in the video. Okay, all right, my first finish, like I said, these are alphabetical order, so not the first one I finished last year, but alphabetical order. The first one is gathering. No, wait a minute. See, I'm doing this. Hold on a minute. Let's see. And now I've just dropped them on the floor. Hold, please. Okay. Now we're ready. Okay, this one, like I said, is not the first one I finished, but it's letter A. And it's called A Wicked Accident, and it's by RETM. If you noticed, I bought a ring light finally, and I'm trying that out this video. Hopefully you'll be able to see everything very clearly. Okay, this is A Wicked Accident by RETM. Okay. The next one is an Autumn Squirrel. This one is by Barbara Anna. Now some of these you may have seen when I did the video with Sheila and EJ with the Sunshine Stitchers, but I didn't want to go forever and ever on their channel, so I only picked a few. So this the entirety. This one is Autumn Squirrel by Barbara Anna. I love Barbara Ann. I don't know, it's something about those little animals that I really, really like. Okay, this next one is actually a Nora Corbett, one of the very few that I've bought and stitched. This is Bella B. And she is totally finished as far as the stitching and all of the beading. I hope you can see that beading in there. Yeah, you should be able to see it. I didn't stitch the background. There's a background on this chart that's a purplish, kind of mottled purplish, and I was like, no, I can find some fabric, which I did. It worked out fine. Okay, and that's Bella B. The next one is Katrina, and I wish I could roll my R's like Katrina. I can't do that. Just won't work. But this is Katrina. This is by a fellow Flosstuber. She's the Mexican stitcher. I believe she's in Mexico City. Very talented stitcher. She does the most beautiful. She loves Mirabilia and Nora Corbett, and she has a collection that would. It is just gorgeous. This is from Yanni Stitcher. That's her channel. But this is Katrina. This is her own design. I love it. And this is in honor of the Day of the Dead. Okay, that's Katrina. The next one is another Barbara Anna, and it's called Dancer. And this is my version. Now, all those berries, the berries and the leaves all down here were supposed to, all of them were supposed to be white. But I put my little spin on it and I changed them because I liked them where the berries show up different than the actual leaves. Now I'm not sure if the leaves are supposed to be white on this plant. I believe they're supposed to be a green leaf. The white leaves are fine, but I like the berries being a different color. I like the berries being red. And this is Dancer. I love it. Love the way she makes the little town, you know, and it's in his antlers. I need a pointer. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Love it. Okay, that's Dancer by Barbara Anna. The next one is called Ego. This is from Arletta Studios, and I kind of followed what McKenna did with hers. I didn't stitch all of I think it's an elaborate border around it. I didn't want that. Hers, I believe, is all just the outline. Mine, I did color in do the coloring, you know, inside. And it says, as a well-spent day brings happy sleep, so a life well spent brings happy death. I know this may sound morbid, you know, with my condition and my future kind of, you know, in limbo. But I don't know, I just like the skeletons and stuff like that, and I've always have, so always have. I don't know. But anyway, this is Ego. and I like that one. Okay. The next one that I don't have, it was a it was actually the chart was actually of an owl, and I was doing this for my nephew, who became an Eagle Scout last year, and I like that eagle, and that owl, and I changed him into an eagle, and I'll put a picture here. And as you can see, it's red, white, and blue as far as Eagle Scout, and he liked it. He liked it very much, so I was proud of that. Okay. The next one is flying lessons. And this is a Silver Creek Samplers. I love Silver Creek Samplers. And this is one of their Halloween. Now I had to change mine a little bit. Down here at the bottom, the broom isn't as big as it was supposed to be. It was on the chart. But I changed this and put in the 2022 when I stitched it. And I had to adjust it a little bit. But this is mine. Okay. This is Dust to Dawn Fly By Night Aviation Institute, established 2022. And that's flying lessons from Silver Creek Samplers. I also have let's see, this one is from Cottage Garden Samplings. Is it Cottage Garden? Yeah, Cottage Garden Samplings. And there was something about this little fella here that I liked very much. Yep. Is it going all the way? No. Okay, there we go. There we go. You can see the whole thing. I love that little acorn, that little squirrel. And I love these stitches. I love the way they put the different stitches in there. I love that. I think that's what got me hooked on the other animals from last year. I have collected them all, and I started them. You'll see the fox, which is one of my whips. You'll see that maybe in my next video. Okay, I have two. The next two would be for F's, and let's see. Well, for J, I'm sorry, not F, J. The first one is Joy. It was it was the small that I made for the Smalls Exchange at StitchCon last year. So it's already given away, but I'll put in a picture right here. And it is by Shakespeare's Peddler. Okay, the next one would be Just Frog. And this one was one of the two frogs that I had stitched for a frog exchange with two friends of mine from another cross stitch group. This one, Just Frog, is foul across stitch. When I put the picture in, I'll put the designer's name across the bottom somewhere so you'll see it. But I'll put the picture in right here. Yeah, and like I said, you should be able. I'll put the designer's name at the bottom for that one. The next finish I have is this is another Silver Creek sampler, and it's called Moonshine. I did my own skin conversion on her. Let's see, can you see the whole thing here? Alright, there we go. I love that moon. That moon, oh, it took a lot to stitch that moon, but it's beautiful. I love it. And the wording says, the moon said to me, do not want to be okay, I can't see. Do not, oh, the moon said to me, do not wait to be whole to let your light shine from the depths of your soul. Okay. Now, this actually says 2021. I had thought I would finish this one in 2021 when I got to this part here, so I put in the actual 2021, but it wasn't finished actually until 2022. So I may go back in there and change that, or I may not. I just leave it like it is. But this was finished in 2022. Okay. And the next one in the alphabet would have been, for N, would have been my nurse cross stitch piece, and it was by Hindsight. I think that's what you call it. I found this chart because of the nurses who helped me at doing my well, they still do, but through my chemo, there's 5 of them. They rotate and do all. I mean, they work together like a well-oiled machine. You have one that's like, she's kind of like in charge of scheduling. She's in charge. She's the boss. Then you have like her assistant who helps her, get everything started. When you go to chemo, you go in as a group. So there's a group of people sitting here in chairs, they have to do your temperature and, whatever they have to do and get you hooked up, get your medicine started. Well, the second one, she does that. Number 2 does that. Number 3 is your mixologist. All of the chemo drugs and stuff don't come prepared. You have to mix so much together. You mix according to what the doctor has prescribed. So you have to have somebody who's in charge of that. So she does the mixologist. She's the mixologist. She's the bartender. It was what we call her. And the mixologist. Let's see, who's it? Then you've got the 4th one is, she's a genius. She is perfect with putting in IVs and hooking up your ports. So if the others can't quite get it in place, they call her out. She's the big gun. But anyway, those are my darling angel nurses. And I made this piece for them, and they have it already. It sits in their office. So I'll put a picture here. I just love that little piece, and I found the little charms to put on it. I loved it. It was fun making it, FFO in it. I loved it. So that's much my nurses. My next piece is, this is called Pain, and it's from Night Spirit Studio. And it was designed, the colors were designed as is, which I love. There's two versions of it, but she did design it with, you know, the skin conversion that I probably would have made. And I love it. It's called Pain. I don't know why, but I just love it. It's part of like my, on my dark side, you know, evil, but it's beautiful. I like it. I just think it's gorgeous. The rose, I love the rose, is beautiful. And then the barbed wire goes along with it. Okay. The next one was inspired. This one, I bought this. I stitched this because it reminded me of one of my closest friends. This is from Kitty and Me Designs, and it's called Phantom, but it reminded me of Smokey. There's not any there's no beads on it, but there is sparkly threads, so hopefully you'll see the little sparkle. There's gold chronic in it. I love it. And I thought putting it on, I thought it would, you know, you would think it would be busy, you know, because of the variegation in the modeling in the fabric. But I think it works right together perfectly, and it brings the design pops on that color fabric. There you go. That's Phantom, and that's from Kitty and Me Designs. The other frog that I used in my frog exchange was Rip the Frog. I'll put a picture here. I think he's so cute too. After I stitched him, I really didn't want to send him out and give him away. They're so cute, but they enjoy them. Okay. This next piece is from Rachel Moore. Now she doesn't have a fence. I don't think I don't know what she calls her. I think it's Gumroad. I think that's it. I'm not sure. And if you, like I say, any information, anything you need to know that I'm not giving you here in this video about the finishes, just let me know in the comments, and I'll find it and answer your questions there. This is called Skate Crew. This is from Rachel Moore, and it's called Skate Crew. I just love it. And for some reason, this lady here, the reason I bought the chart and decided to stitch it was because she reminded me so much of my, I don't know, but she reminds me of my daughter. My daughter used to do rollerblades and skate. And I love it. That's from Rachel Moore, and it's called Skate Crew. The next one, I think people saw this at StitchCon. I think I was working on it at StitchCon. This is Suffrage Act, and it is by Little House Needleworks. And yes, there were black women that helped in this with suffrage, even though they weren't recognized until much later. They helped bring about the 1920 Voting Act. So there you go. That's Suffrage Act, and that was Little House Needleworks. The next one, I just loved this when I saw it. And this one is, it's called Turn Your Face Toward the Sun. And I don't have the designer listed on my notes. I'll put it across the somewhere across the bottom of the screen, but I will let you know who this is by. I think this is beautiful, and it has beads and Kreinik. I think it's gorgeous. And it says, turn your face towards the sun so that your shadows may fall behind you. I think that is really, really gorgeous. And I love the beading. Now, I finished the stitching part of this, I think in 2021, but I didn't go back and do the beads until 2022. So that's why now I'm considered it a finish. A finish. It's not an FFO, but it's a finish. Everything is done. The next one, let's see. Oh, the next one is, it's called To Market, and it's by Hands Needlecraft. I'll put a picture here. The reason it's not here, I turned it into a drum, which I entered in the Woodlawn exhibit this year. So that's why I don't have it. But you see, as you can see, it's a drum. And it's Heinz Needlecraft. Hannes, apostrophe S, Needlecraft. I'll put that across the screen and you'll see. Okay, the next design is Visiting a Fairy Tale. Now, while I was stitching it, I called it The Sun and the Moon. It's from Alfor's Embroidery. And I love that. Sun is gorgeous. I mean, I like the whole thing. Of course, I like it because I wouldn't have stitched it if I hadn't. But that sun is gorgeous. I love it. And no, I have no... Now, my all-time favorite designer is Joan Elliott. That's automatic. That will always be my favorite designer. But my wall is covered in Joan Elliott. So, I mean, I have a whole collection of Joan Elliott. But I do love other designers, and I don't care whose design it is. If I like it, I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to buy it and stitch it. This one is this is Words to Live By. And this is from Heartstrings Samplery. And it's Words to Live By Justice. And that's all it is words. So here we go. I love the fabric from, this fabric I do know came from Fortnite Fabrics. I can't tell you, I can't tell you the name of it because I can't remember what the name is, but I know where it came from. And this is Words to Live By, Justice. And I'll read them for you. It says, free those who are wrongly imprisoned. Remove the chains that bind people. Share your food with the hungry and give shelter to the homeless. Help those in trouble. Let your light shine out from the dark. and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. Then the Lord will restore your strength. You will be an ever flowing spring. And I believe this is Isaiah 58, 6 to 11. But I love it. I love it. It's simple, and it's all words. And it's so thoughtful. Okay, and my very last, we've made it to the last. This one took me a while to do. For some reason, I thought I could stitch on 25 count. I think, no, yeah, this is 20 count hardanger. Or 25 count hardanger. This is from Stitch Rovia. In Wakanda, Stitch Rovia is called Yin Yang. And I love it. Those stitches are so small, but I love it. I don't know which one I love the most, the water scene with the whale's tail or the mountains and the sun. It's gorgeous. Okay, and like I said, this is from Stitch Rovia, Emma Congdon, and it's called Yin Yang. Okay, so that, my friends, are all of my whips, all of my finishes for 2022. I don't want to bring out my whips because they're going to be in part of my whips and whip goal video, which is probably my next one, yeah. And no, I didn't injure myself. I have arthritis, and sometimes my wrists, get a little achy and weak. So I decided I'm going to wear these for a while, and especially when I'm stitching, because, you have to hold I do. I have to hold my, even though I've got a, a Lowry stand, I can't get it adjusted the way where I can really go. So I hold my Q-snaps in my hand. I think what I do, I need an extension arm on my Lowry so I can have more room, to work around the bar. Which will be, when I find somebody who's got some, I'll get one then. But I don't want to. I hold my Q-snaps and my, what are these things here? Nurge. I hold these, in my hands, so to move them around and stuff the way I stitch, sometimes kind of hurts my wrist. So let's see. Is there anything else that I need to say? Like I say, I appreciate you all for coming and watching my videos, and I appreciate your prayers, your support. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I think that's all I have to say for now. How do you like my hat? I thought that was kind of cute. I have a black one also. Maybe that's what I'll wear next time. Or, who knows? Who knows what you might see next time. So, until then,